This is the Pal Talk News Network.
The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you can post your comments, whether you agree with yours truly or not. No retribution. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio. We're syndicated to an additional 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. I welcome you to the show. Well, if you take a look at paltalknewsnetwork.com today, you will see a gazillion articles of some important issues, some not so important issues, I guess, but stuff that you're not necessarily going to see on your evening news tonight because we're covering the stories that you need to know. One of them, maybe you don't really need to know, but it's titillating enough for us to discuss for a moment here, has to do with a woman by the name of Susan Finkelstein. She lives in Philadelphia, PA, and she's a rabid Philadelphia Phillies fan. And for those of you who are uninitiated and don't know much about American baseball, rounders, if you will, for our British friends. The World Series starts tomorrow at Yankee Stadium. It pits the American League champion New York Yankees against the National League championship Philadelphia Phillies. And with the exception of, I guess, a World Series rivalry between the New York Yankees and the New York Mets, there probably can be no better rivalry between the American and the National Leagues than the Yankees and Philadelphia, because the sports fans in New York hold the sports fans in Philadelphia with great disdain, and vice versa. The Philly fans just don't like the New York fans, and so they're all going to be out there cheering their team on. Everybody in New York anticipates that New York is going to win. The Yankees are going to win the series probably in 6 games. Everybody in Philadelphia is delusional, thinking that the Philadelphia Phillies are going to win. Well, a lot of fans would do anything, and I mean anything, to get tickets to the game. Well, our friend Susan Finkelstein decided that she'd put an ad on Craigslist offering, well, you decide what she was offering. I will read you the offering verbatim. The headline is, "Desperate Blonde Needs World Series Ticks, Philadelphia." And it reads, "Die-hard Phillies fan, gorgeous, tall, buxom blonde, in desperate need of 2 World Series tickets. Price negotiable. I'm the creative type. Maybe we can help each other." Well, some cop in neighboring Bensalem, Pennsylvania read that and thought, this is a solicitation for prostitution, and contacted her, and apparently during the course of their discourse, she offered her gorgeous, tall, buxom, blonde body up in return for the tickets. And now she will receive a ticket of another kind from the cops, a summons to appear in court. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, don't the cops have something better to do than to go after poor Susan Finkelstein in Philadelphia, who only wanted to go see her beloved Philadelphia Phillies play the hated New York Yankees? and was just giving it up a little bit for the tickets. Now, is that really prostitution? Is that really offering your body for money? Is that really something that the cops ought to be wasting their time going after? I mean, isn't it just two consenting adults bartering, as a photo puts it, for the tickets? Or am I going too light on this lady? Cassandra in the United Kingdom, welcome to News Talk Online on the Pal Talk News Network.
Thank you, Gary. Well, is it Rounders they were playing? Is it your version of Rounders they were going to play? Is that what they're saying?
Yes, Rounders. Yes, Rounders, as you would call it, yes.
Well, you know, I can't imagine why anybody could possibly want to sell anything in order to get 2 tickets to go and see a Rounders match, to be quite frank. You know, but you know, I don't know. I think that maybe the policeman, it was a bit of entrapment there, wasn't it? Because he must have given her the come on in order to make her think that way. I mean, we have to think the best in our politically correct world, Gary. We have to think the best and assume that people are only going to do nice things. Otherwise, we're not being particularly PC, are we? So I think that
what happens, Cassandra, when a young man and a young woman go out for a date? Let's say they're high school age or college age, and the guy is just desperate to bed this girl down, and he says, "Come on, baby," and she says, "Well, take me to the such and such concert, and I'll think about it." So he takes her to the concert, and then she has sex with him afterwards. Is that prostitution?
No. No, that's just keeping a promise.
So what makes this prostitution? Because she sought the tickets on Craigslist?
I don't think it is prostitution. That was my point, Gary. I think it's the overzealousness of the policeman, and as I say, it sounds more like entrapment to me, and I think that's what the policeman, having such a dirty mind, made an assumption, and then he entrapped the girl into it, led her on, and there you are. That's the I think that's the essence of what happened, personally.
Well, you know, yesterday I told you about the disgusting results of a great investigation by the FBI, state and local cops, where they rescued more than 50 children from forced prostitution. And I think when it comes to protecting our children, that's what these